There are some team names throughout the history of sports that are absolutely crazy. And let me tell you, I have dove in deep today, finding places all over the world in every type of sport. You've definitely never heard of some of these. So, let's get into the craziest team names in sports history. Now, you may think offensive team names in sports come from a long time ago, when the world was a different place. But South American soccer teams would disagree with you. In the 1990s, a football club in South America chose to go with the team name Dangerous Darkies. I wish I was joking. And it wasn't like they had a light bulb moment where they realized the horribly racist name was wrong. Rather, the team merged with another team to create the less racial but still racial name of the Black Aces. But it's not just in South America. Right here in the US, we're home to plenty of insensitive team names. For example, take Coachella Valley, home to world-famous music festivals, and located right next to Palm Springs. The area has plenty to be known for. So what did they decide to name their high school mascot after? The Coachella Valley Arabs. What? Now, let's give them the benefit of the doubt here. It's an old name that gives back to the city's roots. But eventually, the American Arab Committee of Anti-Discrimination asked for the mascot to be changed. And what was the name they came up with to replace their outdated, racist Arab mascot? The Mighty Arabs. That's petty. Now, let's stick with American high schools, because these guys are able to get away with a lot more than college and professional teams. And while that does mean we get more offensive names, it also means we get more funny ones. Funny like Frankfort High School in Indiana. Sharing a town name with a certain sausage, Frankfort has the lucky opportunity to go as the Frankfurt Hot Dogs for their high school team mascot. No, their logo is not an angry hot dog, and yes, it probably should be. But it's not all about funny names. Some are just plain weird, and make you wonder how anyone ever thought of it. When I say weird, I mean the Centralia Orphans. Yes, orphans. Wait. I'm Hayden with your breaking news. In a shocking high school football match, the Frankfurt Hot Dogs absolutely clobbered the Centralia Orphans. I mean, this one was ugly, folks. There were orphans all over the ground, crying, screaming, getting ran over. And the Hot Dogs, they did not let up today. Some teams struggle with different problems on names. Everyone hates YouTube ads, but imagine if your entire team name was an ad. Well, the New York Red Bulls MLS soccer team knows all about that. And they didn't even really try to hide it. But that's far from the worst sponsorship name in pro sports. That title may have to go to Thailand's soccer team, the Thailand Tobacco Monopoly Company FC. Yes, Tobacco Monopoly FC. And this club was around with this name from the 1960s to the 2010s, proving that even today, we can have absurd team names. Not too far from Thailand, though, is a professional baseball team who, to this day, plays as the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. The Ham Fighters. However, this one actually has a good reason behind the name. While in the English language, it appears that the mascot is someone fighting lunch meat. Here's the simple explanation. The team plays in an area called Nippon-Ham, the sub-province of Hokkaido. The mascot is a much more usual fighter. Now, this leads us to the final two big ones. The North American major sports mascots who have faced plenty of controversy in the last few years. First off, the Cleveland Indians. For 106 years, the pro baseball team in Cleveland went by the Indians, until very recently being changed to the Guardians in 2021. Side note, if you want to learn more about the Cleveland Indians, check out my video from last week on 10-cent beer night. Now, I don't think I need to explain how this mascot is racist, but I do want to go in the process of changing its name. This was a long, drawn-out ordeal that many people fought for years, and it came to a head in 2001 when the National Congress of American Indians released this poster that you saw in the thumbnail. The poster depicts the Cleveland Indians' real logo next to two made-up team logos you can see on screen. Its message, giving both teams a stereotypical racial design similar to the Cleveland Indians, is very straightforward. And even looking at it today, with the Indians completely defunct, it amazes me that we normalized this logo and team for so long. And finally, we land on the Washington Commanders, or previously known as the Washington Redskins. This journey centers more around one man than around one team itself. And that man is Dan Snyder. If it weren't for Snyder, the name would have been changed long before. In 2013, the Tribal Council of America called the team's name, quote, racist and derogatory, end quote. Snyder responded by promising that he would never change the name. Less than a year later, then President Barack Obama was encouraging Snyder to change the name. The next year, the National Congress of American Indians released a video advocating for the word not to be used. Snyder was even forced to go visit multiple tribal nations throughout the country to gain a better understanding. And after this, with the entire world telling him to change it, he held his ground, saying that the Native American community needed, and I quote, actions, not word stuff. Later, the US Patent and Trademark Office started canceling trademarks under the Redskins name. Literally everything was against this guy. But in 2020, Snyder couldn't take it anymore. Nike stopped selling Redskins merch on their website, investors threatened to pull key money out of the team, and the Madden gaming franchise announced they would not be using the team's old branding anymore. And just days later, the team would announce a change, picking Washington Football Team as the filler name, before eventually settling on the Washington Commanders. Snyder's promise to never change the team's name burned, as did his reputation. And that's all the wild team names I got for you today. If you guys didn't like the video, make sure to leave a big dislike and comment what you hated specifically, so that I know to work on that. Let me know what team names I missed for the video, and have a splendid rest of your day.